Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Creativity Broadcast. I'm your host, Laura, as always, here to provide another collective creativity reading. And these readings are for you if you are a creative person, if you are nurturing your relationship with your creative spirit, or maybe you're partnering with your own creative projects to bring them to life, and just interested in using your energy sensitivity more intentionally to get more out of the experience. So as always, go ahead and get comfy, and let's get started with today's reading. I'm getting I'm getting a message about shadow side, about something being hidden underneath. So yeah, let's. We're actually gonna start with animal spirit today. I'm not surprised. I feel like I've been getting nudges all day about a message regarding shadow. If you're watching this the week that I'm releasing it, it is early December. It's 2025. And I feel like shadow is one of those things that often this time of year feels really annoying. We're like, look, it's December. I want to check out, or I want to do holiday shopping or something. And instead of feeling holly jolly, how we feel is like kind of depresso. At least that's how it shows up for me. And I think that if we connect with our creative energy, it can help us be a little bit more intentional, a little bit more compassionate with the sides of us that like to remain in the shadow. And when you are giving your shadow side some love, it means a lot of things. It means a lot of possibility. It means there's an opportunity for something new to happen instead of the thing that you would always expect from, being kind of depresso. But also, I feel like okay, this just jumped out. Stingray. Let's use that as our overarching message today. One kind of universal truth, so to speak, about our shadow side is that when our shadow side is completely in the dark, when we don't have awareness around it, it can run us. It's sort of like in the Wizard of Oz, like the man behind the curtain, and we like to pretend like it's not true. And so bringing some love and care and attention to our shadow side at any time is always a really nice way to create more of a sense of integration, a sense of power, and to really funnel your creative energy on purpose. So let's go ahead and take a look at the stingray. You can see that we have a black and white illustration, except for the energy centers. The stingray actually has all of its chakras illuminated in a rainbow. Stingray is about flow. Stingray is about alignment. Stingray also about boundaries. So let's see what's here. Oh, are you just earlier? Oh, here we go. Okay. All right, here we go. Stingray, developing confidence, sense of self, or spine. Yes, that's the spine. Okay. The stingray card represents a pivotal point in personal growth. The moment has come when the stingray must decide between the old, easy, comfortable, and familiar, and the new, challenging, uncomfortable, and unfamiliar. Pressure from family and friends makes the decision even more complicated. No matter what choice is made now, it's inevitable that this dilemma will surface again and again, as the force of Dharma growing within the stingray is too strong to ignore. When in balance, eager and wants to grow. When out of balance, blames others, quits. To bring into balance, move through the discomfort. Yeah, much like a stingray would move through the water, just gliding on through. That's what's being asked of us now. Though I do want to remind us all that this is where, I'm sorry. Wow. So interesting. I would have a hard time delivering this message. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh, yeah. It's really important right now that you, if this is feeling like this message is for you, this isn't a should. This isn't a must. This isn't a you have to make this choice. This is, hey, you might be facing a dilemma. It might be something that you have faced time and time again. Maybe it's been created by your shadow, or maybe just the way that you normally interact with it might be driven by some covered up shadow stuff. Stingray is offering you the opportunity to make a different choice this time, if you so choose. Okay, so that's a really important aspect of this energy coming through, is that we actually have choice, and you don't have to. Oh, okay. Wow. So I think for a little more clarification on this message, we're going to hit up Wisdom of Avalon. My favorite Lady of the Lake. She's so cool. Let me show this to you guys before I shuffle the deck. I had a crazy dream last night. When do I ever have not interesting dreams? Anyway, I was consulting Spirit this morning around the dream, consulting the Oracle, and it gave me the dog and the Lady of the Lake. Just the dog as the symbol of like total support, unconditional love. And Lady of the Lake about personal sovereignty and my truth. Cool stuff. Okay. All right, let's see what's coming here. So for clarification on the Stingray message. Okay, we got the eagle, and then we have the hawk. Wow, two big birds of prey, and the mystery. Okay, wow. Yeah, I did spill half the deck on the ground in the pursuit of this message. So we got the eagle first. Spirit, integrity, connection to the angelic realm. It's in number 9. The hawk, omens and messages. And then we have, and that's 11. It's a magical number. The mystery, 52, about a path. Wow. So this has me thinking, first off, that whatever this, decision point, dilemma, crossroads that you might be finding yourself at, that the Stingray is referencing, is there's a reason why at this particular moment in time you're being offered an alternative choice. You were not able to see it sooner, or there's like a spine with which you're able to respond now that you couldn't have access before. So there's like a very particular reason. It's really like becoming very clear that like there is a kind of like guided path that you've been walking. And even if it feels like you've been circling the same thing in this area for a long time, you're actually on a slightly different terrain than you have been before. And there's a knowing, there's like a soaring above it. There's a part of you that is probably very aware of that and very clear. And also with the hawk here, we have omens and messages. And what I'm getting about this is that spirit or the mystery is like actually trying to pummel you with messages and omens. Like really trying to show you. Wow. Okay, so let's consult the book here. Eagle is 9, which is a magic number. Okay. 9, the eagle. Spirit, integrity, connection to the angelic realm. When the eagle appears, it is a true signal of your connection to the angelic realm. With the angel's help and guidance, you can soar above life to see the larger vista. The eagle helps you make your choices accordingly and with integrity. So this is an important thing to note when it comes to the stingray, when it comes to like the potential path being illuminated. This is showing you that you actually do have altitude so that you can make choices that are more in integrity with the person you're becoming and less with the person you used to identify as. When you pray to your angels, they will always answer, for they patiently wait for you to call upon them for assistance. The angels reside beside you, always hoping to aid humankind in finding peace and manifesting abundance and prosperity. The eagle also asks you to remember to soar high above life and look at the big picture. Don't get too caught up in the tiny, unimportant aspects of life. The spiritual world is the real one. Your physical life is the dream. When the eagle appears, it's also a signal for prayer. It's time for a moment of conscious contact with the divine. Remember that you're always protected and divinely directed if you follow the guidance of spirit as it appears in the form of the eagle. Beautiful. So we're just hop, skip, and a jump from the hawk. Interestingly, the one card between eagle and hawk is the raven. And yes, the raven is the one most prominently displayed on my floor right now from everything that fell. So why don't we go ahead and read it? And I feel like that probably happened on purpose. The raven, magic, coincidence, synchronistic events. When the raven appears, it's a sign of magic, where coincidence and divine synchronicity brings surprising elements together. The raven reminds you that on the path to wholeness, the magic of Avalon appears and all things become possible. Ask the raven to help you be aware of synchronicity in your life. If you feel hopeless or lost, you may need reminding that this kind of magic occurs in your life daily. And how perfect that then the next message in this deck is the hawk, which is all about omens and messages. So the hawk. When the hawk appears, expect a message to be delivered to you to aid in your quest. Perhaps a telephone call from a friend will help you solve a mystery. Or a chance meeting with someone may solve a riddle. You may literally see writing on a wall or overhear a conversation between strangers that reveals your own answer unexpectedly. You will know it when it happens. Be open to messages from others and be aware of omens and signs in nature. The world is constantly trying to communicate with us, but we human beings have forgotten how to listen. So remember who you are, an intrinsic part of the great mystery of life. Listen and learn. This is the gift of the hawk as he soars into your life from Avalon's skies. And then, of course, we're headed all the way to the end of the deck for the mystery, which is the final card in the deck and the final sacred journey marker. I feel like this is like the matriarch of the whole conversation here. So it says here, the mystery. This marker directs you into the unknowable mystery of your journey. Before I go any further, I would like to just take a moment to highlight the stingray energy here. Stingrays, first of all, very mysterious creatures. Who knows what they're doing most of the time? I don't. I'm curious about them. Stingrays are always just gliding through the mystery. They are in the water. They probably don't know what's ahead, but they are continuing. They are gliding. They are moving through, ostensibly without fear. I don't know. It's probably not fair to say. I should probably interview some stingrays before I make claims like that. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that this particular juncture, this dilemma, this thing that you're circling or considering is part of the mystery, and you're not supposed to know yet all that it entails. Remember to keep altitude, but we don't know where we're going in a good way. We don't know yet. So this is kind of reminding us, like, we're part of something bigger. Your human brain wants to control everything. Don't. The sacred place where all things are created but are not yet formed. Mystery, the imagination. It points the way to pure power and potential, which meets the magic of intention. It tells you that the magical, unknowable forces of destiny and fate are working in your life. The forces that you can never fully understand or control are indeed weaving their magic around you to help fulfill your true purpose. There is, however, a warning to be humble here. The mystery reveals itself only when it chooses, and not when or how you demand. The cosmic laws operate here outside of time and space, outside of human influence and intellect. Only hindsight will reveal their patterns. Only total trust and deepest faith can be your allies when the mystery appears as a sacred journey marker on your path. Sometimes it may seem as if you're going backward, but truly, if you look at a spiral, it goes up, back, and around, reaching upward, although it may seem for a time that you are not. You are indeed progressing. Trust the mystery and keep going. For now, trust that the thread of your life is woven into the pattern of the mystery with beauty, grace, strength, and purpose. This marker is an auspicious and profound omen that shows you are on the correct path. So this is, again, placing us inside of our journey with that humility of like, we don't know all that our journey will entail. If you need to, look back down the spiral at when were you last spiraling through this particular thing and what was different and how have you changed since then? Like there's a request here to honor your strength and to honor the growth of your spine, if you will. Oh, that's awesome. I think because we started this off as a shadow conversation, for this last action step, we're going to consult the Wonderland Shadows Tarot. This is the first time that this deck is making an appearance on this channel, because I'm really just getting to know it, but I love it. Okay. All right, so please tell us our action steps for this stingray message. It's just going to jump out at me when it's ready. Oh, shoot. Whoa. All right. We just got the Two of Pentacles. All right. All right, let's see. Two of Pentacles, multiple options, time management, adaptability. This was right side up when I selected it. Okay. The reading says a shadowy figure juggles two clocks, embodying the balance and adaptability required to manage multiple responsibilities. The Two of Pentacles represents the need to maintain equilibrium in your life, particularly in the areas of work, finances, and daily routines. This card encourages you to be flexible and resourceful as you navigate the challenges of balancing your commitments. Okay. I want to note that if the card is reversed, it says the clock slipped from your grasp, signaling overwhelm or instability. So that would be struggling to keep balance. So this instead is like actually... It's interesting, right, that this is a conversation about shadow. We're consulting the Wonderland Shadows Tarot in the first place, a deck that is essentially geared toward helping to illuminate what lurks in the shadow. And this is actually, I think, a very positive message with a pretty clear action step. So that's kind of cool. What I'm getting from this, if it is resonating with you, is that it's actually showing you how far you have come when it comes to here's what works for me, here's the routines, here's my balance, here's my stability. Like you've actually grown quite a lot in this area. And so this is just an opportunity, again, to take a look at making sure that they are supporting balance and not necessarily to move or make a ton of changes. It's probably more like tending to the balance and starting to get used to what life is like for you in this more balanced state, we're sort of creating and starting to learn who we are in that sense of equilibrium. And that is a powerful foundation for whatever it is that you're building next. Cool. One last thing, just bringing it back. I'm also getting here that this may be an opportunity to actually stand up to parts of your shadow a little bit differently, stand up to yourself a little bit differently in terms of seeing yourself in a negative light, or maybe you've done a lot of healing work and you're like, oh, I don't have to go down a dark spiral about that. Yeah, create some new boundaries, have a spine with yourself. Like, don't let that distract you from acknowledging where you are. It's almost like, imagine that we've spent our whole lives walking up this spiral staircase and it's saying like, hey, look at how far high up you are. Hey, wow, that was terrible grammar. Look how high up you are. Look out at the landscape. Look at the heights that you've scaled so far. So it's a little bit less of like being obsessed with where you're going next and more like, oh, wow, look at all of who I am when I'm looking at all that I have created. Cool. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that this was helpful. Really quick before you go, a couple of things. Number one, if you haven't subscribed yet and you would like to, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I put out a new video, a collective creativity reading every Tuesday. And a couple of times a month, I put out something more in terms of like artist diaries or like coaching chats or things like that. You can hit the bell icon if you want to be notified every time a new video comes out from me. If this particular video was of interest to you for any reason, please go ahead and give a like because that tells me what is working with you guys. You can also drop a comment below. I love getting to know you through this particular journey, learning what you're up to. And then if you are watching this the week that it is coming out, this is a timeless reading, but in case you're like seeing it right when it's coming out, if you're on my email list, this is my week of the 3 days of deals where all of my creativity courses are on sale. So that's Money and Creativity, a love story, Creative Clear Out, and Spark are all on special this week. So you can go to the pages, they're linked below, or if you're already on my email list, getting my newsletter and everything, you'll be getting information about these all week. A reminder, Money and Creativity, a love story is a workshop designed to give you a completely different relationship with the area of money in your life. I love this workshop. It's sort of the culmination of like how I started approaching the topic of money differently in my life from a place of creativity and compassion and partnership. It's changed a lot, and I love hearing from people about like the new thing that they came up with that's like really helping them grow. It's so cool. Creative Clear Out is like, I think I would call it like my magnum opus because it's all about getting rid of creative baggage and like getting back into the flow, creating sustainable creativity routines, but also about really honoring the parts of your creative self that you know are real and you know are very critical to who you are, but the world perhaps not engaging with you at that level. So Creative Clear Out is really like, it's like clearing out the closet of your soul. That makes it sound really intense. I hold your hand the whole time. It's pretty cool. It's a self-guided course. And then Spark is a masterclass that I created. It's short. It's like 40 minutes long. But it's all about like getting back in the saddle with your creativity. So it's about sparking new creative project ideas, but it's also where I offer a tool that helps you chart all the different parts of your creative process. Yes, it's super nerdy. Yes, it's amazing. And you can grab them. So they're always available on my site, but they are on special this week. So if you're interested, go crazy. Can't wait to hear what you think. Okay. All right. And with that, from my shadow self to your shadow self, I wish you well and bid you farewell. Till next time.